Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. It's 9 o'clock, and I'm Norma Cowie, and I'm here with Norma Cowie Talks Metaphysics. Today, we're going to talk about auras. Whether you realize it or not, you have an energy field around you, which we call auras. The aura actually transmits not only your energy out, but it picks energy up. This is one of the problems if you have an expansive aura, like something that's really big, which often people do, is that when you're in a crowd, like in a mall, or you go to an event, that you will pick up other people's energy. That's why sometimes people get very angry or very, very upset when they're in a crowd, or maybe not even feel it right away, but when they get home and there's just themselves, then everything gets kind of bizarre. So it's really important to understand. Now, people into studying metaphysics or any kind of psychic learn a lot about auras. I've been studying for mega years, but I had to really come to terms with where my aura was and how it was, because often when you speak to big crowds, you want them to understand you, and you can extend that, but then you've got to bring it back to being just where it is, close, actually. Some people say 18 inches. I think mostly is around 3 feet is fine. If it's just you, it doesn't matter. Like wherever you live, you can fill the whole place up if you want. But it's preferable to be able to understand where your energy fields are. There's a lot about, for instance, how to clean your aura. What clean your aura is like you can use your hand, which you can form like a claw or a comb, whichever way you want to look at it. But when you start, I'm going to sit down in my chair here. When you start, you want to start up fairly high, because we call it raking. You rake the aura. And now you'll notice my hands go here, but I'm going to show you something. I'm going to just reset myself on my chair here, but today might be a little bit all over the place. But anyway, when you are doing something like this, what you want to do is move your hand. I'm going to start this way and move it out. So whatever you're cleaning your aura from is that you move it away from you. Hopefully not into somebody else's, but it's like you clear out. A lot of people I know, when I've been teaching this, they will do this, but they don't move their hands back out to kind of set it on its way. And that's very important when you're dealing with energy, no matter where it is or what it is. And so it becomes an important element to have. If there's two of you, there's some techniques you can use that I used to use in workshops. I lived in a place where I had a long hallway. So I would one person would stand facing the door. And then all the rest of us, because I usually had a class at this, I would have at the other end. And then slowly, whenever you're working with energy, doesn't matter what you're doing, you work slowly. Otherwise, you race right through. Like people just go, oh, we'll just do this. No, because you're not getting anything. You got to feel it. And you've got chakras in your hands here, right here in the middle of your palm, and you want to activate those. And you can do that just by pushing the chakras. Some people you'll see people who go to work with healing, they'll rub their hands together. That's to activate those chakras that you have, and we all have them. And we have them at every joint and up and down our bodies. But the healing ones, anything you want to do with healing, and when you're clearing an aura, that's part of that. You make sure you work slow. So you clear slowly. But then when you've cleared something, you just turn your hands away. And so you send it on its way. So anyway, going back to how we do it. So they're in a hallway. And then the whole thing was to teach people who were going up, because the idea is the person's facing the door, the eyes closed or not, doesn't matter. And there are two speak out when they feel that person's aura touching them. It's kind of like being aware. But the person who's walking towards them, by the way, sometimes when I had a couple of students that had very large auras. We go out on the street and use the street. But anyway, usually my hallway worked really well. So the person whose turn is going